Hello and welcome back to Narrowways Farm. It's been a while, been almost a year since we did anything with our channel. Thank you for your patience. I hadn't decided if I was going to do anything or not. So it's been a year since we've been on the farm and we have done a lot. I was looking back at a previous video where I took everybody on a tour of the farm. So it'd be fun to kind of go back and watch that and then do a walk around right now. When I first took that video, we had two male pigs. We had Tom and Jerry. So if you go back and watch that, you'll see those are the only pigs that we have. And now we have 6 pigs, hoping that some of our female pigs are pregnant and we will have what we call little bacon bits. You may be able to hear behind me, got a whole bunch of chickens. Those were not here before. We converted this playhouse, really, into a chicken coop. And we have hopes to, on the other side there, do what's called chicken tractor on steroids. So compost, building our soil, because if I turn this, we have a garden right here. It looks very rough right now, but we are getting massive amounts of cucumber out of it right now. But we're having a little bit of trouble with our beans, and the soil is just, it's just terrible. It's just North Carolina red clay, and so we've got to do a lot of buildup. We have to do a lot of compost. We have to, be thinking about all that. So that's that. And our pasture back there, and that looks very different than it did a year ago. And I'll take a walk over there maybe sometime tomorrow. We've got 5 cows, 4 Angus, 1 Jersey. We've got 4 goats. And there's a story behind those goats, but we have a wether. And if you don't know what that means, a wether is just a goat, a male goat who has been fixed. So he's, if you're looking for like production and stuff in your farm, he's essentially just a pet right now. And Ryan and I had determined that we weren't going to have any pets on our farm, that each animal was going to provide us something. That was going to be our goal. There's 2 female goats that are not fixed, and then we have Fabio, who is about a 7 month old billy goat. So he is intact and he is capable of impregnating the girl so that we can have goat's milk and baby goats and potentially meat from that. So that's what we have going on there. We have a bunch of meat birds. So right now we have Cornish cross in our tractors, our chicken tractors. Cornish cross are not my favorite. They're very, very tender. They're what you're used to eating at the grocery store, but they're not my favorite to raise. They have lots of health problems. Even when you process them and butcher them, you can even tell that their genetics are just not very good. So we don't love them. Freedom Rangers are actually a lot easier to raise. They're a little bit smaller, tiny bit tougher. Not much, but they are a tiny bit tougher. So you have to kind of get used to that, but they are much hardier. And so we have close to 85 chickens or so in our freezer right now that we've raised on farm, that we've processed. The egg production is doing well. We just hatched out about 26 chickens. I'll show you those maybe tomorrow. But essentially just wanted to say welcome back to the channel. Subscribe, tell your friends. Ryan and I just got back from the Self-Reliance Festival in Camden, Tennessee at Special Operations Equipment. Fantastic festival. They have one 3 times a year. So, or at least I think that's the goal. They had one in February, one now in June, and then they're going to have one in October 1st and 2nd. My birthday is October 1st, so we'll see. Maybe we'll head out there and take another look. But it was fantastic. We learned so much. we were fortunate enough to participate in a pig butchering class as well with Permapastures Farm. If you don't follow them, you need to follow them. It was the most fantastic course because they brought a pig on farm that was alive. So we got to see the entire process from dispatch, what happens, what to expect, what happens when things go wrong. There were a few things that went wrong. He really allowed us to do a lot of hands-on stuff. And when you have really amateur people doing some brand new things are going to go wrong. We're going to make mistakes. We're going to do stupid things. We're going to whatever. So we had to fix some mistakes, which when you have a homestead and you're trying things for the first time, you have to expect that you're going to make mistakes. You watch some of these YouTube channels and everyone's doing it perfect, and sometimes you just feel inadequate. And honestly, I love watching the channels that new people are doing stuff. They screw up. They have to figure it out. And you know what? It's not the optimal output, if you will, but they learn something from it, and the next time they do it better. So anyway, I'd love to hear from you. Where are you from? What are you looking for? What are you homesteading? Are you afraid? Are you want to homestead and you don't know what that means or what that looks like? We have a million topics, everything from canning to raising animals to what our chores look like to raising kids on the homestead to homeschooling to challenges to soil to greenhouses to sawmills and variety of things. I can't be happier that we are out here and that we're doing this and that we are making a life of it. So again, thanks again. Hit the subscribe, and I'll be back with more content. Thanks, guys.